Welcome to our second video announcement. This is the end of week 2, July 26th, and some of you have begun to submit your annotated bibliographies. The rest of you have yet to do so by midnight tonight. And I want to kind of take a moment to evaluate what you've done thus far with the annotated bibliography and connect it to what's on the docket for you for next week. For some of you, this is your first foray into academic research. And as such, I kind of expect to find a pretty wide range of sources on your annotated bibliographies. Everything from blogs to opinion.coms to newspapers to journal articles, books, and kind of everything in between. And that's great. That's a perfect first round of annotated bibliography. But what I want you to start to think about as you look at the sources that you submit tonight and as you move into next week's kind of evaluation and broadening and deepening of sources is learning how to kind of evaluate the credibility or scholarly value of those sources in terms of your bigger picture, the argument or the persuasion that you want to make on that topic. Let me use an example. If you were injured, an infection or a break of your arm or something, and you had to go to a doctor, which would you choose? Somebody who had a medical degree, who had been to a reputable, known college for their degree, or somebody who had a degree from an online study as you go? If you've read this book or if you've looked at these books in a library, we're going to say that's great. It doesn't matter if you've had any practical knowledge. We'll give you the stamp of the, let's call it the flim-flam doctoral program. If you don't recognize any of their research, any of the schools that they've been to, any of the practicums or places where they've been in residence, you would probably be skeptical to trust them with your medical needs. On the other hand, you trust the doctor who's been to a school that you know, one that you recognize, or to a program that you recognize, an internship, if you will. And that's the difference between types of research. You want somebody that you know that you can trust, a known name. That's called credible. And that credibility of the source that you use, of the place that it was published, gives you credibility through extension. So somebody's opinion is great. It may be perfectly fine, but for a scholarly research essay, that's just not enough. You need to move one step further. So what I'm going to be looking for over the next few days as I look at your annotated bibliographies is the value or credibility or scholarship of those sources. And I will probably write back and say, hey, do you know where this came from? Or do you know who published it? Do you know where they got their degrees? Things of that nature. Those are all things you need to take into consideration as you move forward this week in giving depth and breadth to the quality of your research. So that's our focus for this week. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and I'll see you probably midweek with another video announcement.